And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gem of Crypto, episode 821. Today is Friday, October 22nd, 2021. I'm King.
I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
At 10-ish, and today's top story is Silicon Valley entrepreneur Sam Altman wants to scan your eyes in exchange for free cryptocurrency. 200 Bitcoin ATMs installed at Walmart with plans for 8,000 in total. Treasury official acknowledges most crypto transactions are legitimate, but still anticipates additional sanctions. Every spectator in a section of FTX Arena handed $500 in crypto at season opener. And last but not least, pension fund for Texas firefighters reportedly allocates $25 million to Bitcoin and Ether. But first and foremost, Bitcoin's what's going on with these prices?
Oh, yeah. So our prices for today, Bitcoin slide down to $61,648, down 4.6%. Ethereum at $4,030, down 4.1% today. Binance Coin sitting at $482, down 0.21%. Cardano at $214, down 3.8%. Solana at that number 6 mark, $205 today, up 10%. XRP at 108, down 4% today. Polkadot at 4411, down 0.33%. And rounding out our top 10, Dogecoin at 24 cents is down 3.5%. So we're seeing a mixture of red and green today. Solana seems to be one of the only altcoins still taking off while Bitcoin slides. And I think that we'll see more of a dip with Bitcoin going into the end of the month.
Hell yeah. Like I said, I hope it gets a catastrophic dip.
You missed it. It hit 8K yesterday.
I'll put those buy orders in. Bill Spliff, what's good? Mr. King, Gamble 93, top in the morning. Goodness, Finn, 64, ECG, Wendy Nichols, Chemo and Crypto, DC, Satoshi Slim, Milto, Saber Sage, Lawrence, Addy A. Let's see, Isaiah Mills. Good morning, King. Morning, Zay. Thanks for y'all effort in trying to inform the community. You know it. Rendo like Denzel, Dylan Darch and Phil. What's going on, everyone? Of course, this is still Fuck Bitcoin Fridays, so feel free to call in. I will put that call-in link in the chat. As a heads up, I'm only here for about 30 minutes a day, and I had to leave out with Bitcoin Zay. We'll be here for all smoke if anyone brings it, though. I don't think it's going to happen. And quietly as kept out there. Woo, listen, most of you projects out there do not want to call in anyway because there's new projects popping up, copycat no projects. And you love to shill on here, and we tried to tell you how easy it was to recreate your shit, and it's been recreated. So we'll see if we get any call-ins.
Call in with the smoke.
I got a photo shoot in a minute. I wish I didn't. I'll be cracking one open too. I'm drinking this rare cup of coffee to keep me up. What's going on? BK Born Bedside Rays. Thank you for the tip. Good morning, Crypto Warriors. Happy Friday. Shannon said, am I moving to Miami also? No, Shannon, I'm in Hollywood, man. Unfortunately, I didn't get the jab. I'm still a fan of it. I ride out hard for anti-vaxxers. I tell people all the time, take off your mask. I had to do it. I was losing too much money. But no, I'm going to stay here. I went ahead. Hey, I folded. I folded with the Hollywood. I need this paper. They pay me, so it is what it is. All right, top story of the day. Silicon Valley entrepreneur Sam Altman wants to scan your eyes. He wants to scan your eyes in exchange for free cryptocurrency. This sounds like, hey, do you want a free beer, weed, X, Y, and Z for a vaccine shot? That's what this sounds like to me. But what's going on over here with Sam Altman giving away free cryptocurrency just to scan your eyes? It seems harmless.
Yeah, well, it may end up being more egregious than giving people a jab for some donuts or some weed. This man, Sam Altman, again, wants to scan your eyes for free cryptocurrency. That cryptocurrency is called Worldcoin, using orb-shaped devices in order to scan those eyes. And so far, they have 100,000 users globally already and plan to hit the 1 billion user milestone by 2023. Those are some big goals to have, but their CEO, Alex Blania, hinted that it can be used as infrastructure for a universal basic income one day. That's about 4 red flags, and we ain't even got to the article yet. I mean,
right.
I mean, you want to scan eyes, you have 100,000 users globally, but nobody's ever heard of you. So who are these users?
You're trying to go to a billion.
Plan to get to 1 billion by 2023. How do you think?
Yeah, I'm just going to go from 100,000 to 1 billion in 2 years.
Coercion. It's called Worldcoin. So this is basically just Evil Corp from Mr. Robot all over again. I mean, come on with the name. And then, of course, the third part there that doesn't make any sense. that it would be universal basic income infrastructure. So a lot of red flags just to start, but they do say here they've already attracted 25 million in funding from Andreessen Horowitz, Coinbase, and LinkedIn co-founder Reid Hoffman. So that's what gave them a $1 billion valuation. Anybody invested in by Coinbase? I mean, what's that, 5 red flags? I mean, you can keep up at this point. I don't know how many more things you need to see in order to see that Worldcoin may not be the best coin. However, its founders say it's about expanding the reach of cryptocurrencies and financial services more broadly. Yeah, but we just need your eyeball to do it. And less than 3% of the global population of crypto users, and they're trying to spread it even further. I think if we really dig deep into who's invested in this, this is basically Evil Corp at this point. I mean, Worldcoin wants to scan your eyes. See, this is the thing. iPhone already does it. They already scan your eyes. So we basically, we already fucked either way. But the biggest thing is if they take that and they attach it to your money, that's when it's a problem, because then they can say, oh yeah, he's doing this, or your social credit score isn't high enough, cut down his money, you can't spend it for 2 days or something like that as punishment. So and the adoption rate they're trying to go for is way too fast. They're trying to get 1 billion people in 2 years. Why you want to get 1 billion people in 2 years so bad? Why you want so many people's eyes scanned? That's the question I have. So Worldcoin right now is a no-go, and it was clowned all over Twitter yesterday.
Hey, really quick. So I'm not sure who's saying this. This is the first time I've seen an avatar, nobody's name actually next to it. But someone said the article says they don't keep your data, but then what's the point? Like, that's the stuff where it's like,
oh, that's a lie.
Exactly. Either I was gonna say, it's a lie, but let's just say it's true. Even if that word true, yeah, they're like, we don't keep your data. Today, the date the article was written in this 10-minute time frame, we're not keeping data.
Hold on, King. I'll do you one even better. Look at this. This is actually from their own thing. Worldcoin does not disclose data to any third parties except those who require access to the data in order to perform their tasks and duties, and to share with third parties who have a legitimate purpose for accessing it. Ladies and gentlemen, who do you think that third party is going to be? Goddamn government. You already know. They already sitting on it. These are the feds. They're like, oh yeah, just in case. But it's definitely not private data. Not at all.
Well, it's going to be the government and private companies, because again, like, exactly, whoever pointed out, again, your name's not coming next to your avatar, but like, that's just such a ridiculous statement. Like, you're telling me you want to go from 100,000 users to 1 billion, which in of itself is a job on its own to manage all those users. And while you're trying to actively manage those users, of course, you're going to need resources, you're going to need compliance. I mean, you get 1 billion people under any platform, I don't care what country you're in, you're going to need compliance. That country will force compliance on you. It will be gang to the fullest. So if you are planning to get all these users, you're going to have to do compliance, KYC, AML, you're going to have to do all this stuff that's going to cost money. And one of your biggest money makers, and the easiest way to make money is just data, and you're not going to use it. Stop it.
Come on.
Come on. This pisses me off. You're trying to play my face right now. All right. You're trying to play my face. Like, come on. Yeah. We're going to have 1 billion users, but we're not going to do anything with the data we collect from all of you.
Yeah, we keeping it for collectibles.
All right, we're playing that game. Alec G, what's going on? Said, mans want my Retina fingerprint for some shit coin. Exactly. And here's the scary part about it, people, really quick before we move on. What doesn't make sense here is not only will it be a shit coin that you're gonna be getting it from, but again, the whole point of the Bitcoin project, Bitcoin, the protocol, Bitcoin, whatever you want to call it, everybody has different things for what the Bitcoin technology is, the internet of money. The main purpose of that is so there is no barrier to entry for financial inclusion. Are you telling me scanning retinas and keeping track of who has what money will not bring more financial exclusion? I think it will. I mean, like you said, that third party is going to be the federal government, and they're going to be like, perfect. We can just sanction people off their fucking eyes. I mean, we're literally going to be moving into, what's that movie with Tom Cruise where they can predict the future type deal and stop crimes?
I can't remember. It's too many of them.
Exactly. It's going to be one of those.
Fahrenheit 451. I don't know. That's too many. I don't know.
It's going to be one of those futuristic movies where it's just like, you scan your eye.
Jason Bourne.
No, it wasn't Jason Bourne. It was another one. But it was when they like scan the eyes. Everywhere they go, they had little robots that can go around scanning. Every time you walk into the store, it scans your eye. And I mean, yes, in theory, it does sound good. Hey, I can just walk in the store. I look at the cash. I look and I can pay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's really easy to restrict that access as well. Sergeant Crypto gave a tip to the baby, said, "Happy birthday, Gigi." There we go.
Appreciate it. I want to add too with the iScan thing.
Minority Report. Thank you, everybody. Minority Report.
Yeah. Somebody threw it in there, I guess, trying to be funny, but this does kind of make sense. Would you scan your animal, your cat or your dog's eye to get that cryptocurrency? Would they have something to mitigate?
I'll do that one.
Like I was gonna say, like, is there a difference in pupils? Because again, I don't know, but again, you might be able to find this might be a way to actually airdrop money to the homeless. Just I scan a bunch of homeless people, you can airdrop the cryptocurrency. But again, I'm thinking in terms of somebody who wants to help people. They are not. So they're going to use those powers for bad. It seems like Worldcoin is going to come off as this nice egalitarian, my project that's for everybody. I doubt it.
Oh, Tyler TV Wangguan says sub yesterday, just catching it live now. Big up from South London. There we go. Got some more UK folks in here. But yeah, I mean, this doesn't make any sense. And the scary part is I hope it doesn't work. But if it does work, this is what mass adoption looks like, people. All right, next up, 200 Bitcoin ATMs installed at Walmart, Wally World, Walmeasy. I don't know what y'all call it. Ain't been in years. With plans for 8,000 in total. That's right. Walmart plans to eventually install 8,000 Bitcoin ATMs in the US and has installed 200 in the pilot program. Really quick for Bitcoins, they jumped to this. One thing I will say is that if Walmart did this, they talked to the government already. They got to go ahead. This is your chance, retail investors, to get your Bitcoin at a premium price. But we all know who Walmart catered towards as far as demographics. Of course, you could say everybody, but that's just not the true. In many places, like I haven't even seen a Walmart in LA. I heard it's one like kind of in the outskirts of the valley somewhere, but
at least 30 minutes away.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody going to Walmart. It is what it is. But I used to go to Walmart. I'm with it. Walmart is a good store and everything. They've done great things. But as far as the demographics and the crowd they cater toward, I think this would be a good thing because now, like, this is the retail market. By and large, the retail market goes to Walmart. So for them to say we have 200 now and we'll be getting 8,000, again, I think that's incredible. I hope it goes to 8,000. But again, we'll see. They might get that tap on the shoulder. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this story? What's going on with Wally World?
Oh, yeah. So every time I do stories like this, it always hits my heart. It always makes me a little sad because the company that is installing these ATMs, as you know, I own a Bitcoin ATM, and in 2015, I sent the first email to Coinstar about them taking coins and turning it into Bitcoin. After being in Winston-Salem with my brother and doing that, changing it to cash, I was like, let's change it to Bitcoin. Talked to Coinstar, they told me I was too early. And then here comes Coinstar with 200 locations in Walmart, 25,000 around America. And I'm not saying they stole the idea. I'm just saying they came out with it in 2018. I sent that email in 2015. So it kind of hurts whenever I see this because I'm like, I should be getting a piece of all of this. But
I ain't mad at you, brother.
Hey, because again, this is me with my Bitcoin ATM. That's what, 2017 when I bought my own. 2016 is when I ordered it. So I was already on it way back then. So yeah, it's one of those things where seeing this is, man, I should have been a part of this. But Coinstar is great. They have 4,400 kiosks enabled for Bitcoin purchases across 33 states. Again, it's safe. Walmart, like you said, they got the tap on the shoulder. It's safe. Coinstar is a reputable company. And again, you can take your change, turn it into Bitcoin. No sweat off Walmart's back, right? They just get their percentage and go. They're not necessarily an exchange or, making it. So yeah, that's pretty much, this is the old Lamasu back in the day.
Y'all see this? Hey, Bitcoin ATMs in apartments. What y'all out here talking? Hey, why are we trying this like we don't know what the hell we're talking about this Bitcoin thing?
That's why I laugh whenever people, I don't know, bring up stuff weird that they want to do.
This,
like,
folks, you see
I was doing this 5 years
ago. Hey, it's all good. It's all good.
And that was in the old apartment. Yeah, that was
But seriously, no, to kind of go to piggyback what you said, it is crazy now to see all these stores doing it. I mean, I've literally seen you get Bitcoin ATMs in gas station, liquor stores. People, you all don't understand. Bitcoin is like he's definitely a B plus celebrity as far as actual LA people, like local store owners, small business owners, shop owners. I've been in so many stores where I walk in, and if I mention Bitcoin, if I'm wearing a hoodie or a shirt, they be like, "Oh yeah, my friend does Bitcoin." They bring out a Bitcoin Black America book for me. Like, this is real stores I walk into. People, I'm not talking about some like whatever part of town where it's just like, oh, it's just the Black community. No, I am talking about Armenian stores I've been to, white stores, like a couple of Vietnamese spots. I've been to the most random places. And if I wear or talk about Bitcoin, they're like, "Oh yeah, my friend do Bitcoin. Yeah, he got me the Bitcoin ATM in here." And they was like, "Yeah," I'm like, "What's his name?" "Oh, I forgot. Oh, he's a black guy." I'm just like, "Oh, let me guess." So yeah, I mean,
hey, guerrilla marketing, baby.
Hey, for sure. So I'm with you. You definitely deserve some money off all these, but I say all that because it is right. My point is, years ago, you've been talking ATMs, trying to get ATMs in places, and people weren't really listening to you on it, or at least weren't seeing the vision for sure. And now, like you said, Walmart's getting 200. So this is what mass adoption looks like, and this is why I think it's important for the show, because the narrative will be stolen. It's like if you don't stick on it, if you don't jump, it's like stay on it, the narrative will easily be stolen. Wait until Walmart gets 8,000 ATMs. Yeah, we were one of the first stores ever to have Bitcoin ATMs. You know what I mean? And like, I'm not mad at that, because if I were these people, PR people, if I were in business with them, this is the way I would do the messaging. Because who's going to stop me? A bunch of YouTubers? Bro, I'll be all out here. Hey, we invented Bitcoin in 2020 last year. All right, come through the Coinbase and get this Bitcoin we created. Like, I'll sell all types.
Somebody will take it. Yeah.
All right. We talked about this the other day. Wanted to bring them back up. The Treasury, United States Treasury, is back in the news, officially acknowledging market manipulation. And this is why I say officially acknowledging market manipulation. This title headline is Treasury official acknowledge. Come on, Turner, y'all got to edit these articles. Treasury, it says Treasury official acknowledges. Treasury officially acknowledges most crypto transactions are legitimate, but still anticipates additional sanctions. First and foremost, the Treasury officially acknowledged most crypto transactions are legit, which means every government body, regulator, private CEO, like the Dino Diamond, all these people to me should be charged with market manipulation. The U.S. Treasury just came out and said, no, most of this is legitimate. So you mean to tell me, was it Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, talking about the dark hooded coders or shadowy super coders?
Yeah, we shadowy coders,
pedophiles and all this. You got everybody saying their 2 cents, and then you have the United States Treasury coming out and saying, no, most of this is legitimate, as has already been proven years ago, because years ago, there have actually been analysis teams that went in and said only 1 to 2% maximum all-time high 1 to 2% of crypto transactions are illicit. So this has already been debunked. After that report came out, people like Elizabeth Warren kept saying this market was only for criminals and stuff. That is, at the same time, the government's essentially allowing big banks and businesses to promote it and do ETFs, but for everyone else, it's criminals. But now Treasury's coming out saying, no, it's actually legitimate. The quote, the vast majority of digital assets are being used for legitimate purposes. But for those that are primarily in the business of furthering criminal enterprises, we plan to use our tools to go after them, says Wally Ademo. Is that the buddy who played for Miami? Is he a center? What's going on?
Who's it? Yeah.
But this is crazy to see. I'm glad he's actually saying this. Wally Ademo, whatever, the Deputy Secretary of the United States Department of the Treasury, said the department would likely be enforcing more sanctions on companies involved in illicit transactions related to ransomware payments. Speaking at an online event hosted by the Center for a New American Security with former Treasury Secretary Jack Lew and Ambassador Paula Dobrynski, Ademo, I don't know. Wally said the U.S. government will be dipping into its toolbox by employing sanctions when criminals threaten national security interests. He specifically mentioned crypto exchanges or mixers that are fundamental in the business of furthering cyber criminals. Hey, whoever edited this article, whoever this went down, y'all got to fix this one. One thing I want to point out, though, again, he already said most of this stuff is legitimate. So I have to go back to the question I always ask. If it is legitimate, who is putting the battery in your back to go after these companies, to go into the crypto space, period? You just said most of it is legitimate. All right, I want my taxpayer money back. I'm okay with 2% being illegitimate. That's nature of any business. Any business is going to have some illegitimate things going on with it. I'm okay with that 2%. I'd rather have my tax money back. I don't want you all doing these task forces and going on these wild goose chases for less than 2%, less than 1% of cyber criminals. Like, what are you talking about? Like, granted, go after the big hacks, go after the big exchanges that shut down, go after the big honeypots. I'm with that. If it's centralized, go after it. Like we said, if it's a CEO or whatever, feel free to chop their head off because Bitcoin doesn't have a CEO for a reason. But as far as going after the entire market or these inflammatory remarks about the market that continuously drive the price down, I want to call it for what it is. It's officially market manipulation. The US Treasury even came out and said most of this shit's legitimate. So it is literally market manipulation when it's being said as otherwise. What are your thoughts on this?
Oh, yeah. I believe that their real job was what he stated, was that they should just go after people who get ransoms, because that would be a better use of your time. But for other digital asset infrastructure and regulation, calm down, man. Like, you really don't need that much of the Treasury and that many government hands in the pot, because it slows down everything. But of course, if they do have any illicit transactions, they're going to include the FBI, like it says, the intelligence community. And I think that's good if there is a need for it. But again, it's such a small number. It's way overblown than what it is. And they should be tackling, they have a lot of other issues to tackle, actually. And illicit crypto transactions is very low on the list. But again, he's right. They need to modernize or they're going to fall behind. So crypto moves very fast, and we'll see what they do about it.
Well, they already fell behind. That's why they're making these remarks now. It ain't all bad.
They fell way behind. Yeah.
You found out your 8-year-old owned a little Dogecoin, huh? No, it's not that bad. Listen, people, it's literally like history repeats itself. We're literally going through the whole rap's bad. We're going to arrest rappers. Rap's illegal. You can't dance on stage. You can't cuss on stage. I remember somebody gave a shout out to Uncle Luke 2 Live Crew, how they broke barriers as far as the music industry goes, using profanity and then have naked women dancing. Oh my God. Now, I mean, can you believe that? And this is why I don't like listening to people too, by the way, as a quick aside. In the 90s, 80s, you couldn't even dance a certain way. You couldn't have naked women on stage. You couldn't do XYZ. 2021, hey, our comic book heroes turned up. All right, what are you talking about?
We wide open now. Yeah. Hey, everything is everything.
But my point is, it goes to this as well. It's like, that's why I'm not trying to listen to these humans tell me their thoughts on whatever they're saying, because one minute it's illegal for criminals, shadowy, super coders, illegitimate. The next minute is ETFs, all-time highs, and is legitimate. We're just gonna go after this little section. Like, who are you people? Like,
exactly.
You? I really
people listening to them. Stop listening to these people.
Oh man. All right. Let's see what else do we have going on. Every spectator in a section of FTX Arena handed $500 in crypto at season opener, and none other than our in-house Bitcoin Maxi contributor, Bitcoin Zay, was actually at the game. Can you tell us what happened at this game at the FTX Arena, Miami? This is happening. They hand out crypto. We are in the future right now. What is happening here?
Oh yeah, so I'm sitting there eating my chicken tenders and fries, drinking my beer, having a good time at halftime, and I look at the screen and it says one section will be chosen to get $500 in crypto, and I was like, I just kind of looked over at my wife and was like, damn, this is really real. We went from you crazy, it's a Ponzi scheme, nobody's going to use it, it's Beanie Babies, it's I'd rather buy bananas, to now they're giving away crypto in NBA stadiums, people. They played the Bucks last night, and that's the biggest thing. They were giving away NFT. There it is. Yep, they were giving away NFT t-shirts, and they were giving away crypto. Like, I don't think people understand how big it is in Miami. And this being on the screen is almost like a dream come true, because it's like, damn, we really made it. And the name is on the arena, FTX Arena. So just seeing that at this point is becoming mainstream in pockets of America, definitely becoming mainstream in Miami. I don't think that you can meet a person down here that doesn't know at least a little bit about crypto, just because it's been brought up by the mayor. It's been on the website, the Bitcoin white paper. And then, of course, some people are like, well, it wasn't Bitcoin. Well, you got to get people in where you can. And a bunch of people saw this last night, and I'm sure a lot of people will be on FTX because of it.
And I agree with them. This is what? I mean, if you were to give it to everyone, which you said everyone probably didn't get it because they were going by sections, but 21,000 people, 80 sections, the giveaway would cost $150K. That is amazing bang for the buck when it comes to publicity and everything. $150,000 to get word out about crypto. Which cryptocurrency did they give out? Do you remember?
I'm not sure, but they probably gave out Miami Coin or Stacks.
I know what they didn't give out.
Yeah, definitely get $500 worth of Bitcoin.
Yeah, I know that. Hey, only I would say one, but to be fair, only 2 channels I've ever seen give away Bitcoin. That's us and old Bitcoin Trey. Hey, Bitcoin Trey, you could have been right here with us, baby, but because
oh yeah. Hey, look at that time period too. 19 years. That means they're gonna be doing promotions like this for the next 2 decades. You think crypto's going away? Definitely not down in Miami.
It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, last but certainly not least, and I'm actually going to put in the I'm going to go ahead and put in The call in, if anybody wants to call in, feel free to bring the smoke. Bring smoke. Don't call in, just sit around. Bring some smoke. But no, if it's not any smoke, we appreciate whatever. But here's the call-in link. Let's see. Last story before I head out. Like I said, Bitcoin's Day will be here. A pension fund for Texas firefighters reportedly allocates $25 million to Bitcoin and Ether. The fund is responsible. The fund is responsible for the benefits of more than 6,600 active and retired firefighters, as well as surviving family members. I saw something funny the other day. Somebody basically said, you never heard anybody saying like, fuck firefighters, or we don't like firefighters. Essentially saying there was something wrong with policing, because they was like, don't nobody get mad at firefighters like that. That's a good point. I've never heard anybody mad at a firefighter, like literally. Like, have you ever, like, I hate these firefighters over here. Never heard it. But so shout out to the firefighting pension fund. Again, looks like the firefighters pension fund in Houston has allocated part of its $4 billion. What type of fires they got in Texas? Has allocated part of its $4 billion portfolio towards crypto, according to Thursday report. The Houston Firefighters Relief and Retirement Fund used the New York Digital Investment Group, or NYDIG. I am mad. Hey, bravo to getting away with corruption and being like a dirty business. I'm actually a hater. I like, just teach me how to be so unethical and get away with it. Like, I just, if you all forgot, NYDIG was a company that hired the guy who made the BIT license, Ben Lansky, the rat face from New York. You know, he was a regulator. He made an incredibly difficult license that nobody can get to get in crypto and operate in New York. Everybody but 12 or 13 companies, the 13th company being NYDIG, who hired him. And of course, NYDIG since then has essentially been opening up the floodgates for crypto, doing things like this, partnering with the Houston Firefighters Relief and Retirement Fund for crypto, which, by the way, just a few years ago, shit like this was illegal. Yeah. It was illegal. It was illegal to do. And then all of a sudden, NYDIG and these other big companies are allowed to do it. I just want to point that out. But hey, the game's a game. Players change, but the game stays the same. What's going on? What are your thoughts on this? This is huge for crypto that pension funds are now officially moving over to this.
Hey, man, shout out to the Texas Firefighters Pension Fund. I know you had to go through NYDIG, but I would say that is a little low as far as investment. 25 million, it's only 0.6% of their allocation. I think that number will probably be closer to 5 to 10% in the next few years. And they should probably start now. And I think that their pension fund, as well as other pension funds, police, other people who have that, they will all allocate some portion of it to crypto, and if not Bitcoin itself. And the one thing I want to remind people is that this is like a trickling of corporations and pension funds and investment groups. We're talking about a few dozen, maybe let's say 100, couple hundred or so that are doing it on a regular basis. Well, this is thousands of pension funds, thousands of corporations. I mean, the floodgates are going to be completely open. So you're right. I would be jealous of NYDIG because they're about to make a lot of money off of these pension funds, off of a law that the person who works there made himself. So, hey, man, they got it down pat. But shout out to the Houston Firefighters pension fund.
Yep. Let's see. Chappie said, nope, they got some racism in their apartments too. Yeah, I know that's true. That's true. But hey, I would say even with firefighters, racism is they're not racist enough not to run into a burning building to save anybody. By and large, I've never seen or heard a firefighter be like, wait, who in there? Can't let that shit cook today. I haven't seen that one yet, so I'll give them props. Again, we just put that call-in link in the chat, so feel free to call in. Bring the smoke if you have it. Like I said, Bitcoin's Day is about to be here dolo, but I already know not only can he handle it, shit, I need to be here to reel him up off y'all sometime. Hey, Bitcoin's Day get on top of you, might stump you out. I'm trying. Hey, don't stump him out now, dog. These are still our crypto warriors, bro. Give them a chance to breathe. PFC Wheels Up tracks. Every time I hear FTX in the news, I grow more leery of the company and the money behind it. Makes me wonder who will be the IOI, or AKA the suckers, Ready Player One, them or Coinbase. Let's see. Just inform you. Will you be able to trade the Miami coin into Bitcoin? Bitcoin's Day, you know about that?
Yeah, you can trade stacks for Bitcoin on the OKCoin exchange.
Yep. Wow. Here's a scary thing, and which will also be super hilarious. I would say if it happened, but I can actually see this happening. If all these cities, states, countries, if everybody make all their coins, are you telling me, are we just getting free airdrops of Bitcoin Cash to be sold at the top? Like literally, if I were to get a million, like realistically, well, not a million. Let's say everybody gets $1,000 Fed coin, $500 Fed coin to get started in this new digital economy in America, right? What? I'm swapping that out for Bitcoin almost immediately. Like, what are you talking about?
Straight airdrops, baby.
Right, Khalifa. No, we won't be having a show tonight. The next one we have planned is next week on the 29th. Too young, too gray. I'm in bed with my girl, hair not done, no shirt on. I'm ready to bring the smoke. Give us a call for sure. Let's see. Leroy Forbes said, don't see firefighters enough to hate on them. Sergeant Crypto said, Ned Flanders out here. Horace Valentine, government would rather Wall Street be the crooks. Why approve futures ETF before physically back ETFs? Great, wow, great point.
Yeah, I said that yesterday on Fox. I was like, these ETFs are coming out of paper. This is all paper. They're not physically backed by anything. So why do we have them? Who cares?
Yeah, this is crazy. Let's see. JG Wentworth, what's up, Jams? $4 billion. It's only Houston. There are billions and billions of dollars in other cities in Texas. Floodgates opening because they have to make up their deficits or they can't keep their promises. Here's what's crazy too. NYDIG, the name, NY, New York, NYDIG. How the hell did you start with the firefighters fund in Houston and not in New York first? Wonder why. Could it be the person you hired made it so difficult for cryptocurrency to exist in New York? Your own business can't even do business there. You got to go to, like, really think about that, people. NYDIG. And the big ass state, one of the largest cities on the planet, they still left to go to the Texas firefighters pension fund before. How big is the New York pension? The Houston, Texas firefighter pension fund is $4 billion. Off the top of my head, I would just guess New York's is $8 billion, like on a low end. Like, are you kidding me, people? So,
and then forget the rest of Texas, Dallas,
you know what I'm saying?
San Antonio, they pension funds. I mean, that's a couple $100 billion just in big states.
Litmo Crypto, how can we watch the Fox interviews, Zay?
Clayman Countdown, CLAMAN, countdown. It should be posted up there sometime today, so just check back later today if it's not there now.
Sounds good. Hardick, what's going on? Level 99 Slacker. Remy, what's up? Let's see. Satoshi Slim. Do you see the metaverse swapping in the future? The ability to swap your avatar to visit crypto voxels from Decentraland. I mean, what if it's the actual metaverse Oracle where you don't even need to swap? You can literally just, I guess, bounce around. I
think somebody gonna build that. Somebody gonna build that.
I mean, everything, here's the thing, and especially in crypto, I think if it can be connected, it will be connected. And things are going to be easier to be connected since there will already be digital. It's more just a technical thing to get things to actually connect like that. So I can see almost, unless it'll be one of those things where if you're not connected to certain like Bitcoin blockchain, if you're not connected to the Bitcoin blockchain and network or whatever, people are going to look at you sideways. I think it's going to be like that for almost everything, where it's like, yo, why is everything you're doing closed source on your own network? Like, why you ain't trying to work with everybody? Like, what you over there hiding? So I'll think it'd be one of those things. Other than that, that's all I got Bitcoin today because I do have to run. But if anybody want to call in with the smoke, we just put the link down there. I would love to be entertained on this drive in a second. So please call in Bitcoin Zay with some smoke. Let him know why he's wrong and why he really isn't a crypto veteran, matter of fact.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah. So make sure you call it with the smoke. We have the links in the chat. Let's see who we got. Let's see. Crypto Chief, great interview on Fox Business. Watch the live. Appreciate that, brother. Let's see. All that commercial real estate they put in their portfolios tanked during the pandemic. They need gains somewhere, cryptocurrency, or their retirees homeless. JG Wentworth, yeah, I've been telling a few real estate people that when the market tanks, you might have a better shot at the metaverse buying digital real estate. And my reasons for that is, for one, barrier to entry is much lower. I don't need a real estate license. I don't need much knowledge about the building. I don't need to know about the electrical, the HVAC. I don't need to do repairs. I don't need to pay property taxes on it. It's so many things that you have to do to buy a house and maybe flip it or get into the real estate industry. Digital real estate, much easier. I see a parcel I like, I buy it. I sit on it, I build on it, I do whatever I want. As that metaverse expands, becomes more popular, I'm sure, and I'm pretty sure of this in the next 5 years, you're going to have a lot of big sponsors that put their ads up in these metaverses because people are going to be spending hours and hours there. So yes, absolutely. I think that is very possible. JG Wentworth. Let's see who else we got. I think we have somebody calling in now. Todd Maher. Let's see who we got calling in with the smoke today. My man Todd. How you doing, brother?
Hey, how you doing today?
Good, good. How's it going, my man? What you got for us?
I'll tell you what, first of all, I love your show.
Thank you.
Even though I disagree with some of the things you say, in the multitude of opinions, I think is important for a good analysis of where we're at in this industry. I've been a regulatory compliance guy in crypto for about 3.5 years, and
Nice.
not speaking to that experience, right now Bitcoin with its proof of work and everything like that, I think it's good, but not a maximalist at all. I think since Blockstream kept the block sizes small, I think that they're trying to make money off of side chains, and they're going to ruin Bitcoin by having off-chain transactions with more points of failure. So, I mean, a lot of people talk trash about Bitcoin Cash, but all their transactions are on chain, and I like my transactions on chain. I don't like side chains. I don't trust them.
So you are more of a big blocker.
Yeah. I like my transactions on chain. I don't like side chains. I think being a Bitcoin maximalist now would be like being an America Online maximalist in 1994.
Yeah, I tend to disagree simply because you are increasing the block size, but you're decreasing the security, which we've seen with Bitcoin Cash already, and necessarily on-chain transactions, 10-minute settlements is still vastly improving from where we are. Bitcoin Cash may do it quicker, but the reason why is nobody uses it. And there's a reason for that as well. And sidechain usage is up to the user. If people want to do on-chain, they can. So that's sort of up to the person. Blockstream doesn't force it, but if they have products where people think sidechains are quicker, that's just evolution. And I think too, as far as the argument that Bitcoin is AOL in '94, I think you have misconstrued what the internet age was and what Bitcoin is. If AOL is what you're comparing it to, then I don't know if you understand. Bitcoin is more like the internet. It's, to me, a bigger invention because you can move value across time and space that we never seen before without anybody stopping it. So maybe a difference there, but I don't think it's the AOL. I don't know. What would Bitcoin Cash be of the internet? What would that be?
I guess with their SLP tokens and the ability to use it for more purposes. I mean, Bitcoin development itself on this blockchain hasn't really done much in the past 6 years. I mean, aside from,
it has. We implemented we got Taproot next month, and I think on top of that, Lightning Network on layer 2 is pretty special. So I would disagree with that as well.
Yeah, I don't really consider Lightning Network improvements to the Bitcoin blockchain. I think of it as a second layer, right? It's not really Bitcoin.
Well, I said it, layer two, yeah. Just like AOL isn't the internet, but it was built on top of it. So as a result, you have something that has a secure bottom layer. So everything built on top of it can actually succeed. Everything else is built on quicksand because it's controlled by one entity. Just like Bitcoin Cash is literally Jahan Wu and Roger Ver's. I mean,
yeah, I just think that saying that Lightning Network is an improvement to the Bitcoin blockchain would be like saying that Matic is an improvement to the Ethereum blockchain.
I mean, I don't think it is necessarily an improvement to Ethereum because it's something different. But at the same time, again, would you say AOL was an improvement to the internet?
I think it facilitated internet. I guess the point I was making, and
maybe it was without social media right now, so everything built on it. Yeah. Just like
maybe I didn't do a good job of explaining myself with the comparison to AOL. The argument for Bitcoin is everybody's using it. It has a great network effect. That comparison would be AOL saying, wow, I'm getting all these discs in the mail. Every cashier has the ability to hand out a CD-ROM for this. So their mass distribution is number one right now. But that's not to say that things aren't going to change. So it wasn't a direct comparison to the internet. It was more of a direct comparison to network effect and popularity at the time. If something's more expensive and slow to use, just because it has a larger network effect, doesn't mean that won't change over time. So
what about security? What do you think about the fact that Bitcoin security is much better than any others, and it is bulletproof to regulation?
Yeah, well, as the network effect decreases with Bitcoin and goes into other coins, that security will go down. Right? Like if people stopped running nodes.
Not really. I don't think so, because that would mean you have to decrease the number of nodes and the number of miners, not the users. You can decrease users all day. The security is not based on users.
Yeah, but what I was saying is if people decide to switch from mining Bitcoin to something else, for example, Bitcoin Cash, since they're both on the SHA-256 algorithm, as soon as Bitcoin Cash becomes more profitable to mine, people aren't going to have loyalty to Bitcoin. Well, some people will, right? Like maybe 50% are loyal to Bitcoin and they'll never mine Bitcoin Cash because they have some kind of emotional hatred for Roger.
I think it's higher than 50%. I think it's more like 90. I don't
Yeah,
think.
I know.
Yeah,
I was giving a future example, so I apologize. I didn't mean to say that it's 50 right now. It's not even close to 50. But in the future, if it gets to 50, then at some point people are going to look at their wallet other than their emotions, right? Emotions have no place in investment, right? Can we agree on that?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
So if Bitcoin Cash matches the price of Bitcoin someday, we'll be happy that we did that, right?
Yeah. And
I'm not saying it will.
Yeah.
I'm not a future Swami or anything. I don't predict the future, but I just see that Bitcoin's market cap will decrease over time. And my opinion is based on the fact that not a fan of side chains, and I think that Blockstream is funded by one of the largest insurance companies in the world, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah. And I think a lot of Bitcoiners don't like side chains either. This is people that don't like RSK. They don't like the Blockstream. They don't like Liquid. They don't like Lightning. But at the same time, that's what, like you said, marketplace ideas is great because once people build it, there's a lot of ifs. Like you said, if this happens, if you know what I mean, so if that happened, it could. But I personally don't see it. Others may defer. But yeah, I appreciate it, Todd. I got a few more people that want to jump in.
Thanks. All right, I got three coins for you.
Gotcha.
Theta Fuel, and XPRT. I'm out.
All right, got you, brother. Thank you.
All right.
And let's see who we got next. My man Sdizzle. And next up, we have my man Reggie Middleton. But yeah, I appreciate Todd coming on, giving his view on Bitcoin Cash again. Like I said, some people have their views, but it's a lot of ifs. We just got to see what's actually working. Sdizzle, what's up, brother? Sdizzle, what up, man? Wait for the audio to connect. Let's see. Give it 1 second. But yeah, I love having these discussions simply because I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist. I'm a freedom maximalist. Whatever gets you to freedom, hey brother, do what you want. I just feel like Bitcoin is best for me. So again, do what you want. I'm not here to hold adults' hands. I'm here to teach who wants to be taught. So let's see. Is it still not connecting? Sdizzle? See if turn your camera off real quick. See if it'll connect a little faster. Can't hear you. Let's see if you can unmute.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, you on there now, my brother. What's up, Sdizzle?
Oh my God, I can't believe it. Yo, what's up with you, Zay? How's it going, man? Yeah, first and foremost, I gotta say, yo, much love. I appreciate the inspiration you give to young black men like myself. Fuck the bullshit and fuck all that other shit, man. You and King, y'all are like some revolutionary people in this space, dude. Like much love, props and respect, bro.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that, man. Trying to do what we can. Trying to keep it coming every day, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, I ain't got no fuck Bitcoin. I'm with y'all on the Bitcoin. That last nigga was tripping. He was talking about Bitcoin Cash, like in Bitcoin. Like I don't. That's kind of weird to me how you feel like the market cap of Bitcoin would decrease over time when you have nothing but billionaires and millionaires and countries adopting it. Like I don't see them planning to lose out in the next 50 or 100 years. You know what I mean? Just I don't know. That's kind of weird to me.
Yeah. A lot of people have hopes, like ifs. This may happen. It could happen. But anytime you fork a chain into something else, you usually already lost the argument. I mean, if you take a project, copy it, and then just switch around the block size, you didn't do anything innovative. You just kind of, to me, threw a temper tantrum. And that's what Bitcoin Cash seemed to me. It was a good temper tantrum. I got my free airdrop and I sold at the top. So I didn't do me any harm. I used that money to buy some more Bitcoin. So it didn't do me any harm. Because again, like I said, I'm a freedom maximalist. Do what you want, have your opinions, but like you said, some stuff, I don't get with it myself. But yeah, tell us about some of the coins you're looking at too as well before you get on.
Honestly, I'm looking at Bitcoin, of course, Ethereum, and I'm kind of more so into the altcoins. I just got into this space. I believe I subscribed to you guys' channel in April, May, March. March of this year is when I bought. No, May when I bought my first coin. Yeah. And I bought into the ADA hype. I bought into Harmony, VeChain. Decentraland and Sandbox. kind of
Nice.
like, I kind of believe in like the metaverse and whatnot. I kind of can see, it going in that direction. I see a lot of nerd people at home not really wanting to go outside and, wanting to, interact with other people. So why not do it on the metaverse?
Hey man, I have the exact same strategy because our generation. How old are you? May I ask?
I just turned 27.
27. All right, so I'm 32. So we're right around the same age. Kids
Yes,
that
sir.
are under 18 right now, they never really live in the world without technology. They're used to sitting in the house on the game all day, every day. And I tell people, I was like, the only thing that's going to happen is these metaverses are going to become better and better. The graphics are going to get better. The UX is going to get better. And these kids are going to stay inside longer with virtual reality and artificial reality glasses. So if I own real estate in these metaverses, I'm basically sitting in a place where people are going to come, just like in physical real estate. If I bought a bunch of land in California as the gold rush was happening, I wouldn't have to do nothing. I just sit back on this land, just let them come build and just get my percentage. So I'm with you there with the metaverse. I've definitely got a lot of digital real estate. And again, I think it's very low maintenance and low barrier to entry for most people. So I mean, we're looking at land that for some people is like 0.1 Ethereum, 2 Ethereum, you know what I mean? Or whatever chain it's on, whatever Mana. It's pretty cheap, less than like $10,000 for a plot of land that could be millions. So yeah, I'm with you there, man. Great strategy. Definitely.
Yeah, 110%, dude. That's crazy. Me and you kind of thinking on the same wavelength. I ain't gonna hold up the call lines because I can talk to you all day, man. For real.
Brother. Yeah, I'm gonna jump on to the next one. I appreciate you, man. Sdizzle.
Yeah, much love, much love.
Yes, sir, brother. Have a good one. And next we have my man. Oh yeah, the creator of DeFi, Reggie Middleton, the man, the myth, the legend. Get acquainted if you're not already. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Not much. Switch over. Can you hear me?
Yep. All good, man. I can hear you.
Okay, so I just came to mess with y'all because your Bitcoin maximums get on my nerves. You know what I mean?
I told you I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist. I'm a freedom. I'm a freedom maximalist. I use everything. Like I said, I'm in computer science. I use everything. I'm a technologist. I just use Bitcoin in the financial sense more so than anything else. Everything else is more fun to me, and we'll see how it develops in other spaces as well. So yeah, what you got? Come on, mess with us.
Let's go back and forth because I noticed very few of the social media platforms, unless they're anti-Bitcoin, give the cons of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So Ethereum has much more activity on it than Bitcoin. Has much more velocity for the coins, much more development activity, and multiples more enterprise adoption. Multiples, as in 10, 15, 20, 30 times. Okay. So why isn't Ethereum more important than Bitcoin in your opinion?
Oh, because it's not money. Ethereum, to me, good money, it's not at all. You can't have a 70% pre-mine and call it good money. You can't have
Let me just jump in so we're clear. I'm going to have a quick back and forth for the audience. So define money, the 5-10 second definition. What is money?
Oh, yeah. So, and one definition, if I were to put it right, what it is, good money or money itself is value from one person to another.
Okay.
Money can be determined with cowrie shells, with paper money, with digital money. The thing is, you need certain aspects of it in order for it to be good money. For example, scarcity. We do not know the Ethereum supply. And because of proof of stake, that supply could expand. That's an attack vector on good money, which we have already. We have an ever-expanding supply of fiat currency.
Okay, so freeze right there, though. As supply goes up, that doesn't decrease value as long as economic activity goes up. So supply can go
as long as demand is there, correct?
No, not demand, economic activity. Let me walk you through that.
Yes.
Let me walk you through that right quick. I buy an apartment building, okay? Yes. I pay $100 million for it. The price goes down to $10 million. Nobody wants to buy it, but that apartment building is selling off $50 million a year. I'm good. It doesn't matter that there's no demand. It doesn't matter what you think it's worth. It's making me a lot of money. Right. Okay. Income. So economic activity is what counts.
Yeah, I know. So what happens when that economic activity moves to Solana or Cardano or Binance Smart Chain or Polkadot or any other their competitors? Because
and the answer to that question is utility, right? If people are throwing, if that building is throwing up $50 million a year and people are willing to rent it, it doesn't matter what goes off to the other side. I still have a 50% rate of return, about 61% APY, right? It's
If-
the economic
if-
return that counts
Yeah,
100% all the time. Price doesn't equal value. Right.
Exactly. If Solana, for example, is faster and they can produce everything Ethereum can faster and better, and then they go past Ethereum, do you not see a day where there could be a smart contract competitor that could pull away that value from Ethereum because Ethereum gas fees? If
No.
Ethereum 2.0 doesn't
The answer is
solve
no.
gas fees,
The
and
answer
you
is
have
no.
gas fees, and NFTs are a big part of it. If NFTs start going to other blockchains, again, the value of Ethereum
Hold on, but
comes from its utility. You said it comes from its utility.
you're
Now, what if it's
contradicting
hard?
yourself. You
No,
can't.
you said no. All I'm saying is, I'm reiterating. Let me just reiterate when you said Ethereum's utility. If
I
Ethereum's
know,
utility,
but you said if, brother.
no.
you said
I know because I'm going off what you said. If you
Okay.
said Ethereum's utility is what gives it value, if that utility is no longer the best or needed or not used, does
Mhm.
that not take away from its value?
No, the answer is no. Okay.
So
The
if it doesn't
reason
work, it's still valuable.
Right. And the reason is, where's the value now? They have 92% of the development activity, developers go into Ethereum.
Mhm.
Okay. So you're old enough to remember Sony versus VHF, the Betamax versus VHF, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Betamax was better 100% all the way around.
Mhm.
Never left the ground. VHS run, inferior technology, because they had the most users, they had the market. Once you gain the market share, right, you have momentum. Technological superiority is not going to carry the day. That's just one argument. I'm just throwing this off, right?
Reggie, we're kind of early though. It's 3% of the world are crypto users. So if you're talking about market cap, or if you're talking about the value now versus when it's mainstream and everybody's using it, I tend to think there's going to be more chains that have more. Man, I think he's frozen.
Okay, well, no, I'm here. I'm frozen. Can you hear me? You can hear me, right?
Huh?
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, don't worry about it. You know, look at that effect.
Yeah, I'm saying he froze over. Yeah.
Okay, so I understand what you're saying, but Ethereum has 90% or more of the enterprise adoption. So as it grows, right, one enterprise is going to want to interact with the other enterprise. Okay, so Ethereum has the big head start, but that's just one argument. Since it's FBF, that's just one argument. Second argument is, where's the utility aspect of Bitcoin?
The utility of Bitcoin. So
yeah,
if you have an ability to put your money in an asset that beats inflation year over year, that's one utility. If you have the ability,
I got to push back on that one though. You don't know if it beats inflation year over year. Remember the
last so far, just like Ethereum so far has 92% of the developers. So far, Bitcoin has beat inflation year over year. And
no, I got to push back on that one too, brother. I don't want to interrupt. So I want to do a little bit at a time. I don't want to be rude, but okay, inflation is cyclical. Okay, development adoption is not cyclical. So you're comparing a macroeconomic cyclical event like inflation. Okay, you can't compare that with development adoption. So the last stagflationary event, how did Bitcoin do?
I didn't compare it with development adoption. I said, if it beats it as far as holding an asset long term and inflation goes up a certain amount, any asset that you own, if you beat inflation year over year, on average, 10-year, 20-year, that is a utility. And plenty of people do it.
You don't know if Bitcoin does that, brother. I hear what you're saying, but you don't know.
But it's done it. I'm saying all I can go off.
Done it when? When did it do it?
No, I'm saying over the last 12 years, holding Bitcoin at any point, you beat out the inflation rate that we have, or that they're telling us.
Right. Have you had an inflationary spike over the last 12 years?
Inflationary spike, yes. 5.4% is a spike from before, and I think we're going higher in the future. So
you're talking about over the last year, right?
Yeah, but I think we'll have to go higher if Bitcoin does that. Like you said, I can only go off what's happened before.
Right, but Zay, you can't use 1 year, right, to measure assets' response to inflation. Now, what I'm doing is just a factual discussion. Okay, Bitcoin hasn't been around long enough to compare it to inflation, stagflation, or deflation. We haven't had one serious cyclical event since Bitcoin began. And if we had one, you still can't do it. That's one. Now, after it's had 40 and it's a history, then you can say that. Right now, that's speculation.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. Now, so let me, because again, we want to go back and forth. So with that, with you saying that, we can't make that determination because it's cyclical and we haven't seen more than one inflation cycle, like you just said.
Oh, you haven't even seen one inflation cycle. Let's keep it. We haven't seen one yet.
We haven't seen one yet. You're right. We haven't. It's been 12 years. 10 to 12 years usually when that happens. So with Ethereum, how can we determine that after it's 7 or 8 years around that it will reign supreme? Because we haven't seen any type of inflation with them either.
Because Ethereum's value doesn't come as an inflation store, right?
A lot of that utility decreases when the price goes down because it's very speculative.
No. Utility increases when the price goes down because gas is cheaper, number one. Number two, during a time of rapid inflation, you will most likely have rapid enterprise and corporate activity, which means you'd have more demand for Ethereum. So, technically, theoretically, during a period of inflation, as long as that inflation is not structural, if it's cyclical inflation, you can have more demand in the enterprise and more demand for Ethereum. Now, I'm not pro Ethereum. I'm not pro Ethereum or pro Bitcoin. I'm just throwing off FBF for you, okay?
Yeah. And I was going to say I have to push back on that only because of the influx of new people that most of the use case they're using for NFTs or for DeFi things. When that price goes down, that pushes out most of the new retail people. And even if you have enterprise businesses, they failed as well in bear markets. So it's still based off of the value of Ethereum, which again is speculative, much like Bitcoin. So I think we need to see that inflation cycle to determine which one is whatever,
okay,
or if Bitcoin does what it says it's supposed to be. Because ultimately, if it's a peer-to-peer money network, it has to be proven as a store of value, which has to see that inflation cycle. So I agree with you there.
Okay, so two pushbacks on that.
But it's done it so far.
Most of the money is in the enterprise. Most of it. Where you spend $100, the enterprise spends 100 million. Okay. So, and NFTs, the primary use case of NFTs is not what people are using it for. Media and all that. NFTs are most likely going to be most used for contracts. They're perfect for contracts, perfect for identity. So we're not there yet. But you said
working on it with music right now. Some of the music labels. So NFT is probably that direction.
I mean, it has a long way to go. So it just
won't
started
be on Ethereum. It won't be on Ethereum. I can tell you that.
Actually, you're better than I am. I can't predict the future. I can't say where it will be.
I'm just saying the explosion. You're right though. The explosion of NFTs right now is just popularity. But when it becomes the contracts and the minting of contracts, I don't think we want people to have to pay, or people don't want to have to pay. So I just think other blockchains will come about. But again, we have to see. It's so early. Jesus Christ.
Okay. So let me put another pushback in there. You said Bitcoin is peer-to-peer money. How do you figure that?
I said it's trying to be peer-to-peer money.
So what's the most functional utility aspect of Bitcoin?
As a savings account, and then as a payment system for people experiencing hyperinflation. So
okay, but you again, that's pure speculation. You haven't went through one inflation cycle with Bitcoin, so you have no idea.
No. I said hyperinflation in other countries. So in countries like Zimbabwe, where that has occurred, and other countries like Venezuela, where that has occurred. People are using Bitcoin as peer-to-peer payments, and even enterprise in countries like Nigeria, people that use it for payments because it's cheaper and faster than what they currently have in their fiat system. In the US, you're correct. We have a relatively stable currency. So peer-to-peer doesn't necessarily make the best decision right now. However, if we have any type of event, like you said, inflation event, Bitcoin retains its value, and then business owners would rather accept it, and they give discounts, they give incentive to the customers, and they have an incentive to hold it because it outdoes the current fiat currency, then yes, that will bring in the medium of exchange era of Bitcoin, but it takes time. It hasn't achieved the goal that Satoshi wrote in the white paper. That's the goal, and there are steps to get there along the Lindy curve. So we're getting there. But
that sounds good. That sounds good. But cement outperforms those weak currencies in the hyperinflationary areas as well. Cement. Mm-hmm. Cement, like the stuff you make sidewalks out of.
Yeah, exactly.
So a lot of things do that. In El Salvador, they're using the Lightning Network, right?
For some of them, absolutely.
Okay, and almost any sidechain you use, the IP is owned literally by one single person. Isn't that a weakness for Bitcoin?
Yeah, in El Salvador, it's an attack.
No, in the entire, all the methodologies that Bitcoin uses for rapid transactions, the IP is owned by one person. One person. Do you see that as a weakness in Bitcoin?
No.
How do you fix? Suppose that one person says nobody can use it besides me.
For transactions?
Through the courts. For all transactions.
For all transactions.
The Lightning Network has been patented at the protocol level, which means if it's patented at the protocol level, it can't be used without the permission of the IP holder.
Yes, which is not an attack vector because you can use other side chains, or you can use Bitcoin on chain, or somebody can build something different. That's the
But if you
point.
build, but the IP to allow the transact, there's but so many ways to do it. So if you use private keys and time locks, then you'll most likely trip the same IP wire that the Lightning Network tripped. So that puts an awful lot of concentration of power in one person's hands. You don't find that to be a weakness in Bitcoin?
In Lightning Network, yes. In Bitcoin,
the reason why the Lightning Network infringes is because they use escrows, right, and time locks. Okay, that methodology has been patented.
Yes.
So someone else can do it, and you could do it differently. But at the end of the day, if you want to send money from A to B in a zero trust fashion with an escrow, you're most likely going to trip that IP again. It's not like the guy, the girl, I think it's a woman who did Lightning work. It's not smart. She seems like a genius.
Yeah.
But
Lightning.
once someone buys that path, buys that land, they own the land. So no matter how wisely you build a building on the land, you still built it on the land. So do you see where the early staking of IP could be a weakness for Bitcoin?
On the Lightning Network, as you just stated, yes. And
anything else that uses the same methodology. There's no, I can't think of a single way.
That's the thing. If something copies Lightning Network, then yeah, they will have the same issue. What I'm saying is, with Lightning Network, 2,000 or so Bitcoin under right now that's on there being used, that one person with that power, yes, it can affect it in the future. Right now, currently the incentive is no. But yes, that is an attack vector. I've said that before, that if you have a central person who owns the IP to any sort of technology, that's always going to be an attack vector. The best part is people can build other things that don't use that same technology. So if we are looking at Lightning Network as a new technology, layer 2, people can use it as payments. Cool. If it doesn't work, people will move on to something else. Or if they supposedly have the IP for that actual innovation, then somebody will find another way. We've seen that over and over, just like with Liquid, just like with Blockstream, just like with whoever RSK. All of these protocols have a single attack vector, and that's why I said Bitcoiners don't like them. There's a lot of Bitcoiners that don't like them either. So yes, I agree with you.
I think you're missing a point though.
Yeah.
The attack vector comes from Bitcoin, not from the Lightning Network. There's but so many, and to increase the speed, you escrow a payment. Okay, when you escrow the payment using private keys, you trip the IP. It's not, the problem is not in the Lightning Network. It's in it's not even a problem. Is that someone just patented the technology of escrowing in Bitcoin. Okay, so you could do all the side chains, you could build it any way you want, but at the end of the day, if you escrow for safety to send money from A to B, you're going to trip the IP.
So the person who created that was who? Yourself,
me.
Right? I know. That's what I'm saying, Reggie. I already know.
But that's irrelevant. I don't want to make it about me, though. It's not about me. And it's not like I'm going to attack it or abuse it.
But that's what I'm saying. The incentive, like I just said, the incentive for that one person is to not do it. But because it's you, again, all we have in that
one
system,
second. There's a helicopter. Helicopter. Hold 1 second. Okay, go ahead.
All we have in that sense is your trust that you won't do it because you have the IP for that technology. The problem is if somebody builds other technology that doesn't escrow it, like I just said, somebody will move on. So if you flip the switch today and said, nobody can use my technology, or you need to get paid off of it, or you sued for it, that would be great. However, I'm sure the market would adjust for the time period, and then they will build something else that doesn't use your patent.
Right, so that's called something other than Bitcoin. Because if you go through Bitcoin, you can't set, the way you make it trustless is you escrow capital. Without escrowing it, you have to take risk. If I give you money, I have to hope you send it back or send a product back. To prevent that hope, you put capital in escrow.
So you're saying that the blocks that those payments are in are escrowed, and when they approve it, that payment that's what it's based off of. So why haven't you sued, Reggie?
I never said I was going to sue, but there's a lot of people. There are a lot of people using the technology. It's available.
I tell people that all the time when it talks to the technology back end of it. I say most people don't understand who actually owns a lot of the technology that is being used, but Bitcoin itself, peer to peer, if I'm on a command line and I send that to an address, that's not an escrow. It went straight to that address. And
right. For simple Bitcoin payments, yes. But the issue is
that's the essence of it. But when you build on top of it, yes, I've said that before. Those are all attack vectors. Those are all attack vectors.
The essence of it is to be able to send without having to trust your counterparty. That's the whole magic of the entire, that's Satoshi's magic right there. Not having to trust the person you sent to. Exactly. Okay. And so he arranged it by being able to send, right? But if I send you something if I buy an NFT from you, if I buy that hat from you, right?
Yeah.
I like that hat. It should be mine, but that's all right though.
I'll
If I buy that hat from you,
I'll get your website.
if I buy the hat from you and I send you a fifth of the Bitcoin, okay, I have to trust that you send a hat to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
If you don't send it to me, then I'm out of the fifth of Bitcoin. So what we do is I escrow a little piece of Bitcoin, you escrow a little piece of Bitcoin. If the transaction doesn't go through, then we both lose. So there's no incentive for me to cheat you, you to cheat me. That's an oversimplification of how the Lightning Network works.
Yeah.
But it's also how Liquid works. It's how the infrastructure behind blockchains work. You can't go build something else because eventually you need that trust, right? You can leave Bitcoin.
From the other side, if you escrow the digital item, not the physical item, if you escrow the digital item and the payment is sent, and then that is removed, escrowing the digital payment is not a part of that.
Yes, it infringes.
It infringes. Okay,
it
so
all
that's
infringes.
all I want to understand. So any payments made not peer-to-peer, where the two parties don't trust each other, counterparty, is an infringement on that IP.
It would infringe peer-to-peer as well. Just because peer-to-peer doesn't mean it won't infringe. Technically, everything is peer-to-peer because there's no third party to rely upon.
Exactly.
Now, it's a little more complex than that. So, you know, and I'm not anti-Bitcoin. You know, I honestly, you know, I'm just pro Reggie. So outside of that, but you know, Bitcoin is the best thing in the world. You know, mathematically, strategically, arithmetically, no, it has its pros, it has its cons. You know, I look at Bitcoin valuation, utility first. That's the first layer. On top of that is a macro value. And on top of the macro value is speculative value, okay? When Bitcoin first launched after the white paper, 100% of its value was utility, right? Nobody speculated on it. They didn't think it was worth it, okay? Then there's a promise of macro value, which finally manifested itself with El Salvador. And I think there's a potential for much more. But on top of all that is a speculative value. Right now, that's 85% at least of that $63,000 that Bitcoin is worth, speculation. Okay. Now, if the price drops and it drops, you can erase speculative value. But once it drops in the macro or utility value, you basically can guaranteedly buy Bitcoin at a profit because now you're buying a dollar for 80 cents. But the speculative value is exactly that. And I think a lot of people are forgetting the speculative part, or they're saying it's a store of value, unproven, not true, it's a guess. It's an inflation hedge, unproven, it's a guess. It's, you know, we'll do X, Y, Z and stagflation. You don't know that. And I'm objective, right? If I own the IP behind conditional transfers, I would want Bitcoin to go as far as possible. But, you know, it's a fact, 1 + 1 = 2. If I wanted to equal 3, that's cool, but it doesn't. And it's not just Bitcoin. The same IP works for Cardano and Ethereum and Neo and everything else. But you don't hear people saying, you know, Ethereum, you never even heard of an Ethereum maximalist before, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even, like I said, I don't even like the maximalist tag on anything because if you use anything else, you're automatically not a maximalist, which is pretty much everybody. You ever look at anything else? I mean, literally, you have some people so much in a hole, they don't see what's around them just to test out new stuff. But yeah, Reggie, I got to get off here. We got another person. You are right. Speculation is the run of the game right now. But again, we started currency from scratch. That's how it's going to be for a while. And of course, not anti-Bitcoin, not anti-Ethereum. Just want to make sure Reggie gets his respect. Make sure you understand it. Like I said, Reggie's an OG in the game. Shout out to you, Reggie. I appreciate the back and forth. We'll do it again next week.
Okay, brother.
We got to talk more about the NFT side going towards Bitcoin. What you think about that next time?
I think combined with the Lightning Network has a lot of promise. The Lightning Network is by far the most utilitarian portion.
I don't want to give too much away, but I actually want to talk to you off the show about something I'm working on with that. But we'll talk about it, brother. Appreciate you, man.
No problem. Okay.
And let's see. Shout out to Reggie. We got one more coming in. Last one for the day. Appreciate you all for watching in. Like I said, I love going back and forth with intellectual people in the space. Again, Reggie, one of the greatest minds in the space. I don't know why people don't know him. If you've done your research, him, Da Vinci, a lot of the old Max Kaiser, a lot of people from back in the day did a lot of technical stuff that got us to this point today. And when you understand it at a very, very base level, you can be objective like myself, even though I don't know why people call me Bitcoin Maxi. I like it. I can explain it, but I'm a freedom Maxi. Use whatever works. So the technology side of it is something I'm very familiar with. And I love that people don't know that Reggie owns the IP to that to that technology. So when we have James back and he calls him Daddy Default, you're not my daddy. That should be hilarious. But let's see who we got. Steve, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up? What's up, Zay? Great show. I have a question, but first, was that just a hostage call up for Bitcoin that I just heard?
What?
Was that a ransom? Was that a ransom call?
Nah. Oh man, yeah, it was like, tell me why you want Bitcoin. Nah, I don't know.
No, I like Reggie, but that was seemed like a Bitcoin ransom call. Like, yo, he's gonna hold it ransom. That was funny. That's hilarious.
I mean, again, like I said, the patents on technology, we've seen other people claim that before. We've seen Craig Wright claim that. Reggie White had Reggie Middleton. We've seen let's see, what's the guy's name? He claimed a patent earlier. I can't remember, but a lot of people have claimed technological. Jeff Garzik, they've claimed technological patent in the space that, again, that has basically taken Bitcoin and made it something different, because Jeff Garzik and them, it was non-SegWit, and then Roger Ver and them, Bitcoin like it's not Bitcoin. So even he said it himself, peer-to-peer, that is not a part of his IP, which is literally what Bitcoin is. So again, people have their disagreements, but I do understand technology-wise, he did build a lot of the early stuff. So appreciate that, Steve.
Yeah. Another thing about value, I just wanted to bring up that he mentioned, scarcity.
Yeah.
And he mentioned, having demand. Yeah. Well, scarcity is just a feature, and we buy things, we demand, there's a big demand for features. So on all cell phones and whatever, the ones that have the best apps or the apps that people are looking for, that kind of thing. So scarcity is actually one of the features of Bitcoin, and that is in big demand. So once people learn about Bitcoin, once they learn about Bitcoin, and they say, oh, there's only so many that can be made. Oh, okay, we want some of that. Now scarcity itself is in demand. Yeah. So I think he had that backwards. I don't think he understood that part.
Well, I guess I was trying to explain too, with Ethereum, they don't have scarcity. So that takes away value, because in my mind, if it's not scarce, then the price of this can drop, taking away what I think makes it valuable is that, okay, well, you could artificially proof of stake, take away this value, which then makes it less valuable in my eyes. But you're right, scarcity is important to any asset, and if they could just create more, and actually the Ethereum that's going on right now is a fork. If people don't remember, when they got hacked, the DAO got hacked for 150 million, they forked off Ethereum Classic. And then
I remember that. I've been around for a while.
If they can arbitrarily stop transactions, that automatically makes it less valuable to me. I didn't get to that point because we were going back and forth, but that's what makes it less valuable, is that you can artificially just stop transactions at a certain point.
And this is why education is important, because once you have education on what's going on, then the things that are important to you and those things that are important to you and important to other people become an important feature, then you demand it. Now those things are in demand and people are looking at it a different way. But I had a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you see the trend continuing for the next cycle, as they have, I guess it looks like this cycle and the cycle before, where the fourth quarter of 2025 would be a good target for taking max profits? So if you can hold out, do you think that the fourth quarter of 2025 will hold true to what's happening now and what's happened before in the previous cycle?
I would say fourth quarter of 2029, because 2025, I think, will look sweet. It'll be like, oh man, we have $500,000, $1 million coin, maybe. Again, it's speculation. But if we continue on the path that we are, we'll be at around that. But when you start talking about a $5 to $10 million Bitcoin in 2029, you're talking about taking off 0.1 Bitcoin and you got $1 million. You know what I mean? Like, that's max profit for most regular people, I would say. And again, 2025 is a good spot, 2029, just based on how programmable it's been every 4 years. Those are good times to look. But instead of looking to when you can sell, look at when you can buy, because every halvening, on average, we have 1,800%, I believe, gain for the halvening over the next 18 months. So look at where it's a good time to buy. So a good time to buy will be before the 2024 halvening. 6 months before that, start saving your coins, start accumulating. Because if we hit an all-time high this year or in January, we commence a bear market for another 2 years, we grind sideways for another few months, and then we do the same thing in 2023, right before the halvening, it's just going to follow that same pattern. So I think at that point, if people see that same pattern in 2025, that'll be basically like set in stone. And this is after if we have an inflation event and Bitcoin fights through that, I think that would be better 2029. But yeah, you're right. That's a good time.
And the only reason I asked is because that's a retirement plan for me. Like I'm 2025, I'm thinking fourth quarter 2025. If everything holds true, I'll be able to retire like easily. So that's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking if you think it will follow the same pattern.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I understand that definitely. And I was going to say, as far as cashing out, don't sell all of it. Don't get rid of all of it.
No, I won't.
Keep stacking. Keep you some stash for the future, because you never know. You might have one Bitcoin, in 40 years from now, whatever, 60 years, 100 years, pass that down to family, and that may be what keeps the family in afloat. So definitely keep a little bit, brother. I appreciate you, though.
All right, man. All right, thanks, Jay.
Yes, sir. Have a good one. My man, Steve. Oh, yeah. So appreciate that. Yeah, like I was saying, if you're looking at a sell point, that's fine. I would just encourage to also look at buying points because, again, with a asset like Bitcoin, it is speculative where the price is going. However, if it is completely scarce, if we do have a supply shock, which I know is coming, I've been working with over-the-counter people for years now. Every time there's a supply shock, it's always a bull market. Last time was 2017. This time is now. So give it a few months. That's all I got to say. So again, let's take a look at some of the comments here. Let's see who I missed. Let's see. Megan Gomes, real gains, real true wealth occurs accumulating in a bear market. I'm shopping like crazy this bear market. Oh, yeah. Well, again, next bear market comes. I don't complain during the discount. Let's see. I would never call the SEC on any project because I couldn't win an IP battle in court. Let your attorneys run your pockets. Don't run somebody else's. Cool. Yeah, I mean, again, that's your prerogative. Again, Reggie may have a different one, but I think, again, battling in court over a certain technology, that is something a lot of people have already done. So we'll see how it goes. Let's see. Litecoin Leo, you don't ever have to cash out, borrow against one option. Exactly. Man, let's see. Let's see if we got a few more and then we're going to jump off. 2025 is when I'm looking to take profits as well. Cool. Let's see. You capping about Ethereum. That was when it's heavily 90. All right. Well, everybody going back and forth, like I said, with me and Reggie. But again, like I said, we definitely have to start having more OG debates and OG talks so that the newer people understand that a lot of the things that happened pre-2013, a lot of that is a lot of the people that built that stuff, they went away. They're not as active and for good reason. Reggie is, and I appreciate that because he has a wealth of knowledge. There's a few other people that are the same. But again, it's great to talk to people pre-2013, even before I got in, because it was literally, that was super Wild West. When I got in, it was Wild West, but that was, I mean, literally, everything was command line. People would, real shadowy coders in 2011 walking around, are you in the Bitcoin? You in the Bitcoin? So those were real times, and I just appreciate that. Appreciate everybody for coming on today for our Fuck Bitcoin Fridays. Had a great one. I think this is one of our great best shows so far. And thanks to all our warriors as well. Make sure you get that masterclass if you haven't already. If you can't afford the entire masterclass, make sure you get the different modules so you can learn about different aspects as well. So remember, just a quick reminder, next month will be NFT November, which is why I told Reggie I want to talk about NFTs on Lightning sometime either next week, next Friday, or next month. So NFT November, and just remember, we'll be having some great people from the NFT space. We'll be interviewing no matter what blockchain they come from. So